Hey kids, welcome. It's Mark Miller here. On the phone I've got the amazing, the illustrious, the incomparable, the extraordinary.
The also here.
Oh no, it's Rory. I thought my mom was on the phone. Sorry. It's Rory. That's okay, Rory can help us with some code. But my mom is good at code. Oh my god.
Oh, I bet she is. Yeah.
How you doing, Fred? You okay? Fred says he's good. Good. Let's get right into it. Okay.
So when last I left you, you were dealing with a cloud that was refusing to revisit the height that it should on its second call, I believe.
Yeah, we got that. We knew what we were doing, Rory. We got that fixed. Yeah. Let's go over here to TaleSpire. I'll demonstrate that. But I got a new problem.
Okay.
So there's all kinds of things going on. Okay, so, whoops.
Ooh.
Here we go. So it's going to be Call Lightning. We're going to call it right over here. Cast a spell. And let's bring the camera up. There's the cloud, 100 feet up.
Yep, looking good.
Lightning goes down, strikes where we hit. So that's all cool. Okay, yeah, all these efforts are going to be... Now I'm going to hit the again button, and I'm going to target over here instead. So there we go. We've got the nice target picker there, indicating the area of effect for the spell. Hit cast spell over there now. And you can see the cloud starting to move over to that new location.
I see two clouds.
Well, what's happening, and there it strikes. So, whoops, I should have moved that over. But the cloud, you saw two because the old particle system still exists, and it stopped there, and it's now newly emitting at the new location.
Okay. So
there it is right there. We'll do one more time. Here's an again, coming over here now on the right. Hit cast spell. See it what's happening there? It's starting the new one and ending the old one.
Okay.
So it works. It's not really moving because it's a particle system, but it's not like the cloud moves.
It's moving because we're reusing existing resources more than we're moving visual assets.
Yeah, it's good. It's good enough for me. So that one's not bad. I'm going to add 10 minutes to the clock, which dissipates the spell, and it goes away nicely. So
Isn't this a good system?
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it. It's as if TaleSpire has spell effects built in. Next, I started working on CloudKill. And CloudKill had a really interesting problem. I'll show it to you right now. If I cast CloudKill, it hits in a sphere. And I'm going to just hit cast spell like right in here. And watch how it comes in. So, right there. So, look what's happening.
27. Drifting and then reinserting new assets at that same point.
Right. Now watch what happens. If you watch it long enough, what we're looking at is a slowed down particle system. I slowed it down on purpose. This is actually the same particle system that was the storm cloud. I slowed it down on purpose. I just want to keep it going so you kind of get a sense of what it's actually supposed to look like as it comes in.
Sure. So we're essentially surrounding a point, aren't we?
Yeah. And now watch what happens. It starts to fill in. So it's still kind of going through. It hasn't done a full loop yet.
Not quite.
So it's and when I say full loop, I mean full loop was for what is defined in the particle system. So a loop in the particle system is essentially amount of time. And so it hasn't done that yet. It's getting close. So right here is where I want it to start. But it's not starting there. Now,
so you want it to sort of pre-fill before it starts visualizing?
Yep, and there's a particle system property called pre-warm, and so we got a little bit of a mystery going on here. Why is that pre-warm not working?
So if you've ever watched that cantina scene and you wonder what all those people in the background of that scene are doing, they're all basically talking about their particle engines and exactly why they aren't working the way they should be.
Oh, I thought you were going to say they were all talking about those great lessons they got from the Mark Miller School of Dance. That's what I thought that was about. Okay.
Well, obviously that too. Yeah.
Obviously that too. All right, let's go. We're going to explore this. We have a mystery. The mystery is why, when we set pre-warm to true, isn't it working? Why does it come out a little bit? Hey, Pyrocat, by the way. Didn't mean to, not say hi. Just caught me in a dance right there. Welcome. Welcome, Pyrocat. Pyrocat left yesterday. I don't know, Pyrocat, you saw this. Oh, gotcha, Pyrocat. Tricked ya. It's going crazy. Only Pyrocat can save us now. Whoa. It's getting hot in here. Get him, Pyrocat. Get him. Pyrocat's like, oh man. Anyway, Pyrocat, I don't know if you noticed yesterday, but when you left, I played your fanfare just as you were gone, so you may have missed it. Did some more dancing from the Mark Miller School of Dance. Here we go. Explore existing. Movable. It's this one right here. There it is. You see CloudKill. Okay?
Yep.
That's it. So if I grab it, if I just were to open it, let's open it up. You can see it's only got 2 pieces inside. It's got the
so just to remind ourselves, this tool you've got here is reaching into Unity now and getting the live reflected data about the object you've chosen. So we can ask ourselves, so what is the state of this? Or at least what was it when you captured it?
Right. And so, because we're trying to figure out why pre-warm's not working. If we go to Storm Cloud, we open up its particle system. Just to be clear here, the point light, there's the point light. Turn it on, yep. Turn it off. By the way, the reason there's a light right here is I think because of this character. This character's got a torch on.
Oh,
see that? So that's what's going on there. That's what it looks like without any lighting at all. Still not bad. But we still got the problem. So that is the light right there. If I turn it on, it's got a curve that gradually fades in the light. So that's exactly what I want. Storm Cloud, if I turn it off, there it is right there. If I turn it back on, that's got the particle system. That's how I want it to appear. See that?
Sure.
But it doesn't appear that way. If we go into particle system and we look at main, and we go down in here, pre-warm is true. If we set it to false, like this, and we turn this off and come back, then we have the behavior we saw before.
What's the value of the loop that's in parallel with main?
Well, it's true right now.
Okay, that's also true. Okay.
But the question is, what if it's not true when we're setting it? That's a great, great question, Rory. Because what if it's not?
Because it was my understanding, I did a quick Google here now onto the Unity pre-warm one, and it suggests that pre-warm only works on looping systems.
Yep. So let's look at that, and maybe you're just going to fix it instantly with that question right there. Let's open this up. Let's go look at the actual effect. Because I'm just thinking, what if loop was in there? I don't remember ever setting, when I created CloudKill, I don't remember ever setting loop to anything. But I'm going to copy that, and we're going to go throw it in Notepad and do a search in Notepad for loop. We're not setting loop. I didn't think so. Okay, so there's no setting of loop in here. If we go and find pre-warm, this is a little crazy. It's like on 4 different monitors, this version of Notepad. Hold on. It's like, what? Seriously? Sometimes you're just a little crazy there. Okay. So we're going to go with pre-warm is what we're going to look for. Pre-warm. All right. There it is right there. See if there's another one by chance. Nope. So it's only this. It's the last property of Storm Cloud. All right. So this has been vexing me so much. I've been adding some additional code into our Explorer to check to see, hey, are we setting pre-warm to true?
Yep.
If we are, I'm just now messing with it. I'm like saying, well, let's figure out what the active state of the effect is. The effect is the game object. So what's its active state? I store it. Why am I storing it? Because a little later, I'm going to set it to true if it was true up here.
Okay.
Okay.
So you're capturing it at a good point in time, and then just in case something's messing with it, you're going to put it back the way it was.
Yeah, and also just, let's switch back over here. Just to be very clear, look, if all the settings are correct, and I have pre-warm, let's see, that's in main, right? I think. If I have pre-warm false, so everything but that, and I turn it off and turn it back on, we get the behavior we saw before. But if I have pre-warm, now if I go into the particle system, actually, let's go in the particle system, main, go find pre-warm. If it's on and running and I set to true, no change in behavior, right? I have to essentially set pre-warm to true, then somehow reset it or get it to restart or
So I threw you a link in the chat of Skype there. And it's just the worked example from Unity themselves. They are describing a restart procedure, which is an abstraction over stop, clear, set the pre-warn, and then hit play.
Yeah.
And if you look a little higher up in the start, it sets loop to true before it does any of that.
Yeah.
So this might be a direction to look in.
So I'm not actually setting loop to true. I'm not checking loop what it is, but it should be at true. I have a feeling we're fighting with some initialization problems here, because what we're doing is we're creating a new instance of the, hold on one second, get that drone out of there. Thindall's out there. Hey Thindall, I sent you a direct message. Apologies for the delay on that. I was on vacation last week. Rory and I are just getting our act together.
Yeah.
But welcome, Thindall. Glad you're here. So check out what I'm doing. I found that same link, Rory.
Okay.
And so before I set it to true, I stop it and call clear.
Sure.
Then I call modify property. And then, what I should do is I should check to see, hey, might as well do it at particle system .main .prewarm. I just want to actually send them both out. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do prewarm, send that out, and a comma, and do that to loop like that. Okay, and that's going to do this. So at this point, we'll see what loop is. Maybe that's going to be our clue that's going to teach us what's going on inside of there, like that. Thindle says, no worries. Hope you had a good vacation. Yeah, it was pretty good. CloudKill dispelled. We can watch that, by the way. There's how it dispels. The dispel looks great.
It does look good.
My dispel, by the way, it looks for particle systems. It does two things. One is you can specify a time to dispel it, and that time is set in the code for the spell. So over here in code, if we go to CloudKill on dispel, we have this option here with the amount of time to shrink the effect. So if I specify any time here, it will do two things. It'll scale the overall effect down, animated over, like in this case, 5 seconds. But it will also look for particle systems, and if it has a particle system, it'll change the size of the particle and scale it down as well.
Oh,
so,
nice.
So that's why you get this kind of nice universal dispersion of a spell effect, even though I didn't create any of that. I didn't build the spell effect or anything like that. And it seems to work pretty well so far. And as we find other things that we can affect, we'll, probably add those and modify those as well. I have a homecation at the moment. Just worked 3 hours today, and it's already 1800. That's pretty cool. That's a thing again, says PyroCat. Vacation, that's a thing again.
It's a thing for people who can leave their house, yeah.
Yeah. We went to a place, we're in Costa Rica, and so we went to a place that's here in Costa Rica. It's a volcano called Arundel, and there's one of the things that's really cool is called the Hot River. And it's a river that it just generally comes from springs. And so you get in the river, and the river is really warm. And it's surreal the first time you get in it. It's because it's like rivers aren't meant to be like
flowing water, not hot unless it's coming out of a shower or a bath. You know.
Thindall says, "But why would you leave the house?" I'm right. I agree with you, Thindall. I don't want to leave the house. I want to stay here where it's safe. Dangerous things happen outside the house. The car breaks down, landslides. All of those things happened while we were gone on our vacation. At one point, we were getting our car towed to get it repaired.
And clearly the best way to tow it was to call in Coding Gorilla.
This giant gorilla came in and just smashed the side of the road, the cliff on the side of the road, causing all of it to come in on the road. Yeah, we ran into so the tow truck driver drives past the road, gets to us, loads the car up, drives back, and is blocked by essentially like I don't know if you want to call it a mudslide. It's kind of a soft dirt slide, but it's as tall as about two big cars. And it just comes all the way across, almost to the side of the road, all the way to blocking almost 2 lanes of traffic. And then the other way, there's just enough. And so we watch a truck go down there, like a not a commercial truck, but a regular truck that a human being could buy. And it gets by, like a 4-wheel truck. And then we watch a van try to come up, and the van gets stuck right next. So it's now effectively totally blocked off all passageways.
Yes. The road is ours.
Yeah.
We're blocking it all. Help us or no one's going anywhere.
Yeah. And so we then spend about 40 minutes trying to find a way around because that road's blocked. And we ended up finding one, but it was crazy. It involved backing up. So we're backing up, and in front of us is the tow truck backing up on a dirt road for a while as we're doing this because we hit a dead end. So anyway, that's it. I think I have a video. I might be able to, if I'm quick enough, get it and show it on screen. Let's see if I can do that. Where is it? Where's that crazy? Huh. Nope. Not seeing it. It's like somebody deleted it. Oh, I know why, because Karen and I switched phones. My wife and I switched phones. The video's on her phone, not mine, because mine was running out of power and I had to stay back with the car. If y'all had spent that time watching everything on YouTube instead, you'd have less troubles and AC. Sure. Yeah, it was a pickup. Thindall, thanks. Wait, what's about moving water? We have a lake here that's 6 feet deep at the deepest and quite large surface area. It gets up to like 27 to 28 degrees Celsius in the summer. That's awesome.
Wow. Because
it's so thin, right? It's just getting heated up by the sun. Is that true?
Yeah, I guess.
Thindall? Okay. So we got this mystery we're trying to solve. For Sweden, it's awesome. I bet. Holy cow. I'm just thrown that it's 6 feet deep and that the units of measurement are feet and the temperature is in Celsius. I'm trying to figure out what's going on in Sweden right now. Lots of sun, not a lot of thermal mass. Got to learn a new term today, thermal mass, Rory.
I like that. That sounds cool.
I'm going to use that at dinner.
Yeah. You and me both. We're both going to sound way more intelligent because of it, right?
Eat your peas. They don't have a lot of thermal mass. They're going to get cold. The unit of measurement is meters, but I'm trying to be nice to people who are less civilized. I suspected that, Thindall. I suspected that's what you were doing for me. You can talk to Sex Positive about your thermal mass. Oh, my God. This is a family show. Come on, Cody Gorilla.
Show's taking a bit of a left turn.
Yeah, we just said, okay, let's get back over here and figure this out. So Rory gives us a link. I found that link like last night as well. So last night I was shutting down my computer, and I found this link and I was like, just throw it in real quick and test it. And I did all of this, didn't work. So here's what we've done. We made one small change, and that's simply to tell us what's the value of pre-warm and what's the value of main loop, right?
Data gathering is good.
Yeah, we're expecting loop to be true. And the thing that's crazy is we are setting active. We're even setting active to false manually and then resetting it to true right here. Well, kind of. We could check to see are we active or not. But if we're not, at some point it does get active. So the last off-topic thing from me before I start concentrating on this code, what's up with Fred the Chameleon? Yeah, Fred has the same question. Okay, stop showing me your 3 hands, Fred. Okay, Fred looks like that. Fred doesn't know what's going on. Fred is actually a player on our other show, our Dragon Humper show. And so Fred is just, you want to talk about that show at all, Fred? No? Okay. So Fred's there and he takes turns. Fred is a character that we won. He's a fighter I won in the Deck of Many Things. A long time ago, we had an evil DM and he wanted to destroy us. So he made us draw 3 cards from the Deck of Many Things. And all of my cards were good except for 1, something like that. There was actually a total of 4 cards drawn. And that's one of the ones I got. One of the other cards I got was Wish, I think. And at one point, he's got one of our characters just dead. No way to survive. Nobody can help her. And he's like, well, you could use your wish. And I'm like, all right, fine. He was an evil DM. He enjoyed being evil,
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a little bit of data out here. I guess I could throw one more in right here where we're going to do a TaleSpire log debug. Setting it active. Yeah, it's a mystery. I'm not sure why pre-warm is not working here. It should just work. And I'm not sure why it's not. There's something going on with initialization. On the second machine, I'm going to shut down TaleSpire. All right, it's shut down. I'm going to rebuild over here. Rebuild all succeeded. Starting up on the second machine. Yeah, so I won Fred in the game in the deck of many things, and then I was like, well, let's make him a real character and play with him. So that's what we've got here. All right.
Yep.
Gotta go pager duty. Okay, Power Cat. So we'll see some, we're expecting to see more logging messages here. So we're expecting to see no difference in behavior, just some confirmation
more data
that this is working. Normally, by the way, when we're looking at this code here, it's only this line of code. Everything up here is just trying to get this to work, and everything down here is trying to get that to work, right? This is all we do. So I really don't understand. I'm really not understanding why setting pre-warm to true isn't working. And also I'm not understanding why the secondary call to play here, right? Because I call stop and clear. Now I've also, you know what I haven't done, Rory, is I haven't tried calling stop and clear right here. I haven't tried that.
Okay.
So we'll put comments there indicating that maybe that'll be something we try. Okay, back over to TaleSpire. Let's do this. Let's go collect some data. So bring up little cutie, bring her spell CloudKill. Let's cast it right there. And it didn't work as we expected. And what do we have? Poison. Yeah. So pre-worm is true, main loop is true.
Okay. I'm kind of disappointed. I was hoping that loop wouldn't be, and that would give us something to do that would maybe affect it. But if it's true already, setting it to true, not going to help us very much.
Yeah. And again, the thing I want to point out, it's kind of a timing thing too, because what we do in the code is we set active to false. Garbage knowledge out there not trying to derail your coding, but honestly, if you consider writing tutorials on coding, thinking more intermediate advanced tutorials around your expertise in your field. No, I have not considered writing tutorials. I've not. I'm kind of a for me, tutorials involve a lot of prep work, and I'm more of a non-prep kind of guy, which is why I love the stream. I just like coming in and saying, okay, what are we going to do?
And the nice thing is that if a teachable moment happens upon us, right, because of stuff we've already got in front of us, then we can do that. We like showing off Code Rush features and things like that. But as Mark says, the prep involved in kind of getting there kind of exceeds, well, our effort levels that we're willing to put in, perhaps.
Cool story, bro.
Yeah. I like
Mr.
That.
Announcer
I
Bot.
just do.
Mr. Announcer Bot, that was incredibly rude. Mr. Announcer Bot, I can't believe you said that.
Oops. Oopsie doodle.
You better apologize to Rory right now.
Sorry-ish.
Sorry-ish, Mr. Announcer Bot.
Oh, dear.
Yes?
Mr. Announcer Bot, say one of us has got to go, Mr. Announcer Bot.
Exactly.
It's going to be you, not me.
Fine.
I said it's going to be you, not me.
Fine.
Okay. That's your Mr. Announcer Bot show for the day, kids. Laughing out loud. I understand that completely. Thindle says, the Joker, I don't plan, just do. Yeah. So I suspect it's a timing thing. I also, the thing that's crazy about this is that, let's see here. Let's go back over here. If we switch over, we look at this, right? By now it's wrapped itself up. It's gone all the way around multiple times. Yeah, it's an initialization problem, is what it is. That's my take on this. That's my hunch. The thing I was going to show here. Let's add 10 minutes. We'll cast the spell again. Cast the spell. If we go out and find that, like right now,
25 poison damage.
and we jump in, if at this point we disable Storm Cloud and re-enable it, it appears like it should be. When we disable this, we're setting its active property to false. Right? That's all we're doing. We're setting active to false. So this call in the code to set active to false, that's happening here. Set active to true is happening there. Okay? So you know, it's...
So what if we don't... Because maybe there's a side effect when you call play, as in its restart. So if you stopped it and started it, so you made it sort of not active and then reactive, but not saying play in between.
Stop and clear and not do play?
I don't know. Maybe that might be...
Yeah, actually, I kind of like it.
I don't know.
Let's try it.
Because that's what you've done there. Is you've set active false and you've set active true. But in our code, we have this in-between step where we are, quote, playing. And I wonder if that sort of negates the set active false.
I don't know.
To some extent.
I think we all agree this should work. Simply setting the property should work. That there's clearly we're fighting initialization in Unity. All right, I'm going to try this now. We're just throwing stuff at the wall right now, kids. That's all we're doing. In case you thought there was brilliance in here, no, there is no brilliance.
Brute force and ignorance.
It's brute force and ignorance.
Just the way we like it.
I don't know why Mr. Announcer Bot was so enthusiastic about that. Is line 161 correct? If active state. Well, kind of. You know, in other words, we could. Yeah, I could change it. I could change it to this, like this, like that. So we recover. We store whatever it is. We make sure it's false, and if it was true before, we set it to true. So I could do that. I mean, it shouldn't be if not active state. No, because active state is what it was, the state of it before. Because sometimes I wanted to write code that was going to work with controls that we disabled as well. because sometimes you can disable a control or a game object. I mean, a game object. Disable it as part of the hierarchy, and then maybe later it'll get turned on, or maybe it won't at all. So I just wanted to
so it's not that we're guaranteeing it's active at the end. We're guaranteeing that it's the way it was at the start at the end, whatever that state is.
Yeah. So I'm going to do that. So yeah, I don't know. We're just trying this. We're trying to stop and clear. We're going to try and figure out what's going on here. So here's some spaghetti. Here's your latest dish of spaghetti.
Ooh.
And I feel like I need a Mr. Announcer bot. Smells like spaghetti. What do we got that's close to that?
Won't be pretty.
Okay. Anything else?
But it might work.
Smells like anything in the area of smell? You want to talk about, Mr. Announcer bot?
This stinks.
Okay. All right. All right.
Getting ugly.
All right. Let's get back over into TaleSpire. It's loading up. All right. CloudKill. Cast spell. What do we got? Nothing? Or did I not hit cast spell?
That's probably because we got rid of the play.
Oh, no. It's because CloudKill, I think, was already running. Nothing happened. I had to dispel it by adding some time to the clock. Try again. Here we go. Casting the spell. Yeah, no difference.
Wow.
23 poison damage.
Yeah. Okay, next. So, but we know that if we find it and we disable it and then re-enable it later, everything works.
Okay.
Right? We know that. So let's.
So what do we throw an extra disable and re-enable in just to see if?
I hate doing it because everything else works just to make this work, but I'm really leaning towards it. Who's calling modify properties? A lot of places, only one from composite effect. Okay. Let's do this. So I'm going to say need refresh. And I'm going to come down here. I'm going to set it to true. Right there. And we get rid of all of this. Because, you know. And then down here, I'm going to say return need refresh. Hit the code rush key, convert to function. Now it's a bool. Don't need save active state anymore. Okay, need refresh. Okay, modify properties now returns true or false. Now in here, let's see. What do I want to do here? Am I in a loop? No, not really. I want to declare this up higher. Did I lose the music? I feel like we lost the music. Cool, action music. Always my favorite for this show. I feel like I should be dodging things. I need to hire people to throw things at me. Need refresh. Return instance. Create or find unsafe. That's called in all the children. Okay, hold on. What is this? Jeez, really? That's theirs. It's a Visual Studio error. Every time I report this, my devs say, it's not us. But I'm going to report it again anyway. Take a look at it. Let's show the stack trace here. Roy, I'm going to give this to you in Skype. Okay, my friend?
No problem.
You know what to do. Let's see, will it
There's a
paste?
bin right beside me. No, sorry, I'm going to pass it on to the devs.
Let's enable. And we'll go ahead and... what do I need to say to the devs? I need to say... exception. I think it was an exception with stack trace in extract method. Yeah, I've asked the devs to do this before. Verify, even though we're not, here's the problem. We're not on the call stack, is my understanding every time we look at this thing. You can actually look at it. I just pasted it to you, Rory. You can look a little closer on it. It looks like it's all Microsoft Code Analysis C#. It's all them on the code stack. But is there any possibility that we are influencing it?
I've searched for DevExpress in this code, and there is none. Nothing direct.
This error. Okay, that's what I look, it's due diligence, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hold on, I have a visitor. Yes. Yeah. Oh, wait. Maybe in my pocket. Yeah, they're in my pocket. There you go.
Thank you.
Okay. Oops. Okay. Where was I? How does this music sound like action? This doesn't sound like action music to me. What is I doing? What was I thinking, Rory? Why am I here? Creator Find Out. This is where I was.
We were hypothesizing about turning things off and on again, ultimately. And where is the best place to potentially do that? There you go again, look.
Happening again, and it's in response to tab to next reference. So I'm moving, tab to next reference is very quickly moving us to a new location. Extract method code refactoring provider encountered an error has been disabled. What if, so here's the theory. Can you reply to this email, Rory, and say, Mark was doing tab to next reference really fast. What if their provider, because CodeRush was helping you move through the code so quickly, right? Their provider had like a concurrency issue or something along those lines, right? Where we hit tab to next reference, we jump immediately to another place. So here's the test we build. We build something that quickly moves the carrot from method to method to method, and we just have it run for like an hour on a very large project and see if we can reproduce it. That's what I want them to do. Can you do that for me, Rory? Just talk about that, or have them watch till it says 11.
A little longer,
yeah, till it says 11:22:46 on the clock down over here. Watch that and just talk to. That's my theory. What if it has to do with moving very quickly through the file, right? In which case that would be awesome, because then we could then present it to the Visual Studio team as a reproducible bug, and then they could fix it. Okay, so I'm looking at Creator Find Unsafe, because this thing, I want to be able to push out that it is that we need to do something, that we need a refresh. But I'm not liking pushing it out, because it's going to put an out parameter here. It's going to do a whole lot of things. So let's go back inside Creator Find Unsafe. Need refresh is not going to go here. Instead, I'm going to whiten scope, promote to field. And so now, in just a single step here, we have we've done this. So we're going to go into modify properties. Modify properties is actually here. I mean, sorry, here, meaning it's in composite effect. Guess what? I'm going to get rid of that, and I'm going to get rid of that, and we're going to go back to this being a void. So modify properties is going to set need refresh to true if it needs to. Are you following this, Rory? You good with that?
I'm on the email. Let me have a quick look.
Oh, sorry. No. Stay on the email. I'm going to trust that this is all going to be good. So modify properties is going to now change need to refresh to true. Not going to set it there. So I'm only setting it to true here, and I'm declaring it here. So that'll default to a false whenever I create a new one. Then I'm going to create a new method that returns a Boolean called needs refreshing. And I'm going to say, hey, if need refresh, then I'm going to return true. Otherwise, I want to go through all my children right here. If composite effect dot need refresh, then return true. No, that was bad. Needs refreshing, so we get recursion. Okay. Otherwise, we're going to return false. Are we good with that? Now, Rory, are you back with us? Or
I am now back, but only just now. So sorry about that.
I've got a Boolean. I've just got some recursion here. Needs refreshing. Checks to see if that Boolean variable need refresh, which here just to show you where it's set. It's set. Yep. It's declared here, so initialize to false. It's set only here if we see pre-warm and setting it to true.
Okay, sure.
In fact, really, we only need to say need refresh to true if pre-warm is false. Really, but for now, we'll do this just to see if it works. Then I've got this recursive function called needs refreshing. I've got children that are also the same type, composite effect. So I check to see if the field's set. If it is, I say, yeah, it's true. Otherwise, I go through all the children and I call needs refreshing on it. And if it does, right, it's recursive, it's going to return true. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So if it's got the child has got a child who's got a child that's got this set to true, it'll return true. Otherwise, it'll return false. Okay, so now we've got needs refreshing on here. Let's go back out to where we were. Modify properties was called from create or whatever, something. Create or find unsafe, which is called from create target selector, game object create in known effects, known effects.create. Well, here's, I think, the place where it's happening. Needs refreshing. Then we're going to say game object dot set active to false. And then we're going to say set active to true. And I suppose we should also do this only if the game object is active self.
Yeah.
Like that. Hector's out there. Hey, Hector. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. We are
hey, Hector.
Searching. We're hacking into TaleSpire, and we're looking for what looks like a Unity bug. We're kind of trying to find a workaround for what appears to be a Unity bug. The bug appears to be that when we create something and then modify it, and we set pre-warm to true when it was previously false, we're trying to get the particle system to start again. Is what we're trying to do. We know we can do it by turning off, making it inactive, and then immediately setting it back to active, or shortly after that, setting it back to active. There may needed to be a delay here. That would be crazy. I don't think so. I don't think Unity's going to really mess with us that badly. A delay here, but I'm open to that possibility. That's a possibility. So what we're doing is we're checking to see if we've ever modified pre-warm to true. That's that line of code right there.
Yep.
So if we've ever set pre-warm to true, we're going to call need refresh to true. We're going to set need refresh to true. If we set that to true in one of the children, we're going to have needs refreshing come back like this. I'm going to do
so
this.
Effectively, we're querying the tree of objects to see if any of them have had this changed on it, and thus if any of the child objects have had the pre-warn set to true at some point, then we're going to engage in our set active false, set active true toggle, which hopefully will simulate exactly what we did interactively, and will effectively restart things. This is for a situation. So we've got a particle field that is filling a disk in a spiral-like fashion, but we'd like the animation to start once the disk is actually already filled. Okay, we don't want to see it fill. We want to just have a cloud warmed even, and ideally that's what we'll get.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about right there. So that's what we're seeing.
Poison damage.
What we want to see when this spell effect comes in is that we want to have it be pre-warmed. So we want to do this essentially on it. That's what we want to see. That's what we're looking for. So
we're going to use the extreme technical field of turning it off and on again.
That's exactly what we're doing. Okay, refresh if necessary.
So far, that's the only thing that seems to work.
Yeah, so we're going to do this now. I've just created this refresh if necessary. That's what we're going to do. I guess we'll do some, make sure this is not null, like that, and good. Okay, so now we've got this after creator find unsafe, this outside call to it right here. Let's see what else we got. We got another one here. Why not? We'll do that same one there. Where are we here? This is in add selection indicator. Fine. Do I want to do this here? Okay, where else do we have creator find unsafe? It is feeling like a fair amount of work. Creator find unsafe here. That same thing should be able to make that work. Nope, I lost the clipboard. Yeah, let's report this as an issue. Code rush issue, lost the clipboard. Oops, I forgot to hit the issue start button. Okay, I lost the clipboard. Just noticed it. I went into the clipboard history. These are old entries. Around the time I reported the last error. Yeah, look at that. I wonder if my error reporting, could my error reporting be messing with it anymore? Thindle says, whoa, what are you saying whoa about? What's going on? Am I missing something? Is there something secret in my clipboard history? Am I totally just gave up my passwords?
Possibly he's simply not aware that CodeRush has a clipboard history.
Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, so I think Visual Studios has one now too. Control-Shift-Insert. One of these is theirs, one of these is ours. Wait, hold on. That's the clipboard entry right there. Hold on. Control-Shift-Insert. That's the one I was looking for. Which one is which? Is that Visual Studios? I think that's Visual Studios.
I think that is, yeah.
Control-Shift-V is ours. I think this is ours. Let's double check that. Just looking to see what shortcut binding we have. Should have gone to shortcuts. IDE.
Coding Gorilla says Control-Shift-Insert is Visual Studio.
Okay. Yeah, so Control-Shift-V. Can I do that? Can I do a... I have to type it in. I have to go Control... That's dumb.
Can't we also type clip as in clipboard and it will...
Thanks, Rory. Yeah, Control-Shift-V is ours. Yeah. So, okay. So Control-Shift-V, lost it. Visual Studios, got it. So why are we losing the clipboard is the question. Look at this. Look at the log. See what you got. Finishes coding mid-error report. That's dedication. Yeah. Okay. So we know this. This is good. There's the game object. Where is the composite effect? It's this. We're in this. Who's calling this? Okay. That's all going to be good. That's all good. Those are all external outside calls. So refresh if necessary right there on game object. Okay, anywhere else? Nope, and I think that's it. Wait, what's this one? Nope, that's the nested one. Yeah, we've gone full circle. Oh, wait, this one we're not doing it on, but target selector. Yeah, okay. We can kind of do this here too. Okay, that one didn't appear. That's really interesting. I came in and said, give it to me. Now it gave it to me. Okay. So this is the composite effect and targeting prefab right there. Composite effect like that. Okay. Anywhere else? Lot of work. Refresh of narrative. And then now we've got full circle because we've got to refresh of narrative necessary. A lot of work to find out if this is going to work or not.
Yeah.
Right? It's a lot of work. And just to, I'm not sure I was totally clear on this. I don't think I actually pointed this out, but the problem is inside of Storm Cloud, particle system, main. It's got two properties that are of interest. Wait, there's a loop out here as well. I think main's got its own loop though. Main's got its loop, which is true. Pre-warm, if I set to false and I turn it off and turn it back on, that's what this comes in as. It's as if pre-warm is false. But if I set it to true, which we've verified we're doing, come in here, main, pre-warm, set it back to true, and then turn this off and turn it back on. That's how we want it, right? We want it to look like that. So we've added turning off and turning back on inside refresh if necessary. I believe, let's double check that. Yeah. So now what I want to do is just add a warning here, something along those lines. It just says...
We're not looking at code, Mark.
Oh, thanks so much. A warning, that says setting active to false. We'll say we're refreshing. Can you make sure you're pre-warming prior to showing? Well, that's kind of what we're doing. By setting it to false, we're not showing it. The problem is that we create an instance of it, then we go in and modify pre-warm. By the way, this is the only time I've seen this technique of modifying properties kind of fail. Is that true? I'm not sure if that's true or not, but it's really, really unusual. If this doesn't work, I'm kind of out of spaghetti ideas to throw at the wall to try on this thing. Rebuild all succeeded. Who would have thought this problem would have taken so long?
Yeah.
I remember another show a while back. It took us like 3 hours to change a color. And Cody Gorilla pointed that out at the end of the show. It was like, 3 hours to change a color. Good job, Mark. Well, thank you. Thank you for that compliment.
See, I have to spin it as a deployment of 3 hours of quality entertainment, right?
Yeah.
It wasn't because we didn't know. It was just, we felt that the entertainment value of watching us struggle was highly rated.
That's why kids are here.
I love trash.
Oh, look who's in the flowers. It's like an Oscar the No! Book my therapy appointment later today. I've seen horrible things on this show. This is a family show, kids.
Yep.
It's a family show. All right, back over here. We're going to try it again. So we've restarted. Let's get
So
in there.
success here, just to remind everybody, means that when we start this, when we trigger it, we're going to get a full disk of cloud rather than the start of a spiral filling that disk.
Yeah. Let's do it again. I got it. CloudKill is still active. All right, going now. Doesn't look good. Nope.
No. Wah, wah.
And look at this. We're even setting active to false and then true.
Yeah.
The thing that's insane to me is if I come in and find that control and I do exactly what that code just did, it all works exactly the way I want it to work. Right? So here it is here, right? Come in here and I say deactivate, reactivate. That's how I want it to appear.
Is there any possibility that we are mistargeting in the sense that we are turning things off and on again, but are we missing and getting the wrong object? We reinitializing the wrong thing somehow? Because I know that we've got a composite thing. So we've got a movable that contains a storm cloud, and it also contains the other piece.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Are we targeting something else?
I don't think so. And the reason I don't think so is because if you go is this. When I do this to this, pre-warm is clearly set to true.
Yeah.
All I did was change this. So we are in fact changing pre-warm to true on the correct object.
Okay.
Yeah, we're out of spaghetti, man.
Yes. Don't know what to do here.
But the problem is I want it to appear like this.
Mm.
Now there's a workaround for this, but I don't like the workaround.
Okay, what's that then?
The workaround is to create a duplicate of the asset that already has pre-warm set to true. That's the workaround, which I'm going to do right now because I'm out of ideas on how to get this to work. I'm like, what? It just doesn't make sense to me. It's like there's something core that we're missing. Maybe you need to do the Unity on-off on the UI thread. Yeah, actually, Coding Gorilla, that had occurred to me. I actually think that will work. Hold on. Can we hack that and do that quickly? Yeah, I think we can. Let's do this. This is a brilliant idea. Okay, let's do this. This is because that had occurred to me as well. Don't do this here. We have to do it on the UI thread. Now, I could do a couple things. I could force this on the UI thread. Well, no, wait. We are on the UI thread. When we're creating the object, we are on the UI thread because it forces every communication to be on the UI thread. But what if we did it on the update, in the update call? What if we set it active on the first update and set it to false, and then as the first frame comes in, we set it to true, so that the next frame there'll be a little bit of time between it. It's kind of similar to what my thoughts were on this, right? Because I'm trying to imagine how they're writing this so it's breaking, right?
Yeah,
that's what I'm trying to do. What do they got? So let's do this instead of doing it here. Let's add it to a list. Okay,
Genesys 7,
and
where
then
are you? We need your help.
Genesys 7, just in time. Genesys 7, this was us. But now look at this guy. This guy's ready to write code. Look at him.
Oh yeah.
He's got everything he needs. Gee, watch out! You almost hit me, Genesys 7. Come on. Yoda was here. That was like a copyright infringement, but it wasn't me who did it. Yoda came in on his own. Don't sue me, LucasArts. CloudKill is coming from Rory and Friends. Yeah. So what we're going to do is this. We're going to say something like this. Objects to refresh. Dot add game object. I have a hunch this is going to actually work. I'm like, oh yeah, I got this. So we're going to come in here. Okay. And we're going to say, so we're not out of spaghetti, Rory. We are never out of spaghetti on this show.
There's always more spaghetti left in the pack.
All right, so I need a new list of game objects, like that. And that's going to be called objects to refresh right there. I'm sorry, I wanted that to be static. Okay, so those are my objects I want to refresh. I want another list of objects to activate, like this. Okay, that's all I'm going to do. I've got objects to refresh. We've added one to it like that. And I'm not going to do anything on that. Then I am going to copy this to the clipboard. I'm looking for a method called update. And I got a couple. If I just jump to this one and I tab to next reference, I'll find the place I want to be. Oh, look who's here. Who's that? Whoa, he's going too fast. You got to slow down. Well, at least I can get some ice.
Yeah.
Look, we spare no expense. Look at this realistic looking ice coming down. Wait, can I get another walnut? Can you get that for me? Code Rush, can you drop me a seed right there in my drink, please? Mr. Just not a meteor, not a. Okay, good. You caught it. That was close. No seeds. Okay, fine. Fine, Surly Dev. Oh, there it is. Got it. Thank you. No more than that. Just want this one seed. Oh, another one. Thank you. Oh, it went behind. Sorry.
Missed.
Okay. Oh, there's another one. Oh, got it. Okay, that was yummy. That was really yummy. No more. It's too much spice. There's no more. Just stop that. Just stop it. Stop it. Okay. Look at my hands. They digitize.
Wow.
I'm distracting you from the fact we can't fix this yet. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to say composite.update. Okay. This update, by the way, is called from over here in our Explorer plugin, right? So basically, we're just going to be calling update every time its plugin gets called. So update kind of distributes to all the other individual pieces in there. We're going to go in there. We're going to declare update. And we're going to say, hey, do we got any objects to refresh?
That's a bug.
I'm not sure what's a bug yet. For each game object inside of objects to refresh, inside our update, we're going to say game object dot set active to false. Okay? And then we're going to say objects to activate dot add game object. Okay? We'll get that in the next one. Next time. And we're actually going to put it right up here at the top. For each object to activate, we're going to come in here and say game object dot set active to true. And then we're going to clear both of these at the end of the update. Anybody nervous about that clear call? I'm a little bit nervous about it, but I think that's it. I think that's going to work because we just need them in for a second. So frame 1, we're going to set active to false. Frame 2, we're going to set active to true. Cool?
Yep.
We might do this for, I'm not sure if this will help for performance at all, but we could save a call to clear. It's not going to do anything. It's going to be fine. What's happening over here? Can almost change the shortcut, though. What are we talking about? Wait, we're talking about cool stuff in the chat room. What's going on, Rory?
It was the debate from earlier as to multiple. Remember, we were talking about the clipboard history and the various forms thereof. We were talking about which keys are easier to hit, because if you want to go Control-Shift-Insert, you typically use two hands, because Control-Shift on the left and then Insert on the right. You can do it with a single hand, Control-Shift on the right with same key, but I find that a bit cramping to do that. So actually, you do end up using two hands more frequently.
We're talking about the difference between Control-Shift-Insert and Control-Shift-V, is that right?
Yes, it's interesting. Well, from my perspective, Control-Shift-V is easy. Strangely that it's three keys, but it's with my left hand, right? If you want to go Control-Shift-Insert, your choice is between using the Control-Shift on the left and then hitting Insert with the right hand, or Control-Shift-Insert all with the right hand. And despite the Code Rush one being three keys and the Studio one being three keys, if you want to use a solo hand, left hand is for some reason just easier. It's less of a, I think perhaps because you're cramping the hand less to force it into that shape.
So for me, I'm like, I have a slightly different reaction. Now, I'm on a natural keyboard, which I think is maybe a little wider. But for me, Control-Shift plus Insert is easier. And partially because as I go for the keys, I'm moving both hands at the same time. And I'm getting them lined up. Like I'm using the tactile feedback to know where that Insert key is. Right? While I come in and also use the tactile feedback to get the Control-Shift. So for me, it's less strain. For me, it's more strain. My hands more in this position, more strain in my hands to get Control-Shift-V, right? Like that.
Right.
That's what my hand looks like.
So what happens for me is I shift between what you'd think of as a standard keyboard with sort of the 6 home, insert, and what have you, page up, page down keys in that sort of arrangement, and a laptop where the only insert I have available is on the bottom row on the right hand side. So it's not quite the same arrangement. I've got a numeric keypad Control-Shift-Insert. And that for me is more cramped than the Control-Shift-V on the left.
I got you. Yeah, no, I've got the extended keyboard. So I've got insert, home, page up, delete, and page down.
Yeah,
in a
I like that
rectangular
layout.
like that.
Yeah,
And with
but that for me means that the Control-Shift-V is a more consistent existence of combination, because I switch between the keyboards, different machines and what have you, sometimes cramped, sometimes not. Control-Shift-V is more or less the same location on all of those keyboards, so I prefer to use that.
Got it.
So, good job, Code Rush.
Got it. Move around with your mouse to put the caret where you want it to paste, then you need to release your mouse hand before you can paste. Then we've got a solution for that I'm working on. It's my 20-page spec, and that's 1/5 the size of other specs. So we're working on that. That's coming, and I'm actually pretty excited about it. Surly says, I'm okay, thanks. Oops, wrong window. Well, we wanted to know how you were doing, Surly. We were all thinking it. We were all afraid to ask. CodeRush's solution, says Thindle. The beauty of CodeRush is in context. You can bind context so you can use the same shortcut in different ways. Also, we have a really cool feature that we're working on coming out kind of soon called caps lock as a modifier.
Is that the first time we've told anyone about that?
Yeah, this is the first time. Caps lock is a modifier.
Don't tell anybody.
Yeah. So caps lock is a modifier. So what you can do, and we've got a whole bunch of new bindings. So I'm working on these still, don't have them yet. But we're going to have, basically the rule is going to be caps plus a letter key will invoke that refactoring that starts with that letter and show a menu. So for example, we might as well dive into this now since this is like maybe more interesting than everything else. Let's go into shortcuts. I've not set these up yet. Here's my caps bindings right here. We'll create a new binding, and we're going to create a binding to caps A. So I just hit caps A like that. Command, it's going to be execute refactoring. Now the parameters, this is a new change. I haven't tested this yet today, so I'm actually testing this. Before we do this is actually great music for this, really super dramatic.
Oh yeah.
For the first time, Mark tests a new CodeRush feature he spec'd out. CodeRush refactorings. I need to get the names of all the refactorings here. What I'm about to do is create bindings that will be shipping. Refactoring catalog, maybe? I need them in text. I've got it in the thought I'd be able to find it. Pretty sure that's not it. Is this it? Maybe this is it. Well, can I copy this? Let's go back to docs. I want to make sure I'm not in CodeRush for Roslyn here. CodeRush Classic. That's what I want, CodeRush. Refactoring assistance there. Okay, copy it. Okay, so I'm copying all of that. Let's go to Notepad. All right, cool. So now I've got all the text to that.
Yeah.
This is not all of them. Where's add parameter?
Interesting. Is it because they're not, well, historically they've not all been considered refactorings because they alter code to add new functionality, and those were considered, what was the phrase we used for them? Code providers. So refactoring does not alter the meaningful effect of the code. It just manipulates it for performance or readability, that kind of thing.
Code providers.
There we go. That's the sort of second classification. We often lump them in together because they're both so very useful.
Got it. Okay.
And are accessed in a very similar way.
Cool. All right, so back over here. Let's add these. Now let's select everything, copy it. Let's go create a new spreadsheet. Put them in there just so I can sort them. I don't think there's a way to sort in Notepad. Data, sort range, A to Z. Okay. So now we have these for A. So the spec goes like this. Can I paste them all in here? No. I need to turn them into a list. All right. So now watch me start a new program. Yet another program. Let's start up VS Code, I suppose. And let's do a search and replace. Let's replace r/n with semicolon and a space. No results. It says use regular expressions.
I never remember if it's RN or NR.
It's only N.
Ah.
Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here and I'm going to grab everything that starts with an A.
You've got semicolon space. Is that intentional?
That's okay.
Okay.
I'm okay with it. Pretty sure it'll work. So I'm going to take that, go back over here, and execute refactoring parameters. I'm going to put this in the parameters right here. And so the question is, what of these do I want to work with caps A? Let's just try this, see if it works. So if I hit caps A, like anywhere, it should find... Here goes the code cleanup. None of those were available.
We could try a rename. That's universally not bad, right?
Whoops, wrong button I hit. Hold on. Yeah, let's do something simpler and see how it works with something simpler. So there's our control. Whoops. Shortcuts. Custom caps. Caps A, execute refactoring. Let's throw out add parameter. Let's try just add parameter for now. We'll make that simple for a second here. So we're going to, if I'm here and I hit caps A, nothing. Oh, dang. All right. So we'll report this as an issue. I wonder if they're like, well, Mark, you only said refactorings. And these were code providers. I'll get them if that's what they said. I'm going to do one more check before I report this as an issue. Yeah, okay. Let's report it. All right, devs. I've got caps A bound to execute refactoring. Parameter is add parameter. Is there a second one I'm missing? Yeah, I'm expecting multiple support for execute refactoring to work. That's what I'm looking for. So I am here inside my update method and I'm hitting caps A and I just see this. It just brings this up. I'm going to do the same thing here. Caps A. Yeah. Oh, you know what though? Add parameter was missing. Remember that's a bug we reported yesterday? I think it may be a separate bug. Let's try caps R for reorder parameters. Let's try that. Also, while I've got you here, devs, this should remember the last one I've selected, so I don't have to keep doing that. So there's one. Let's do another one. We're going to do caps R.
You've got a caps R binding already there, Mark.
Ooh. I've already got it. I was testing from before, I think. All right, let's delete this. So there's caps R. Caps M is declare method. Caps R is reorder parameters. So I have another one. Let's see if this works. Okay, so I'm going to hit caps R. Nope. Well, I only have one parameter. Caps R. Nope. Not working. It's not showing. It should just go right into it or, work. Pretty sure I've got the latest build that should have this on it. So that's my issue. The issue is that execute refactoring with parameters isn't working.
So the question is it to do with the binding, or is it to do with the thing it's trying to achieve? Tyndall suggests to try it with a different modifier to see if you can get the effect.
It's not. It is not the. I'm sure that's not the case because we're seeing the menu pop up. We're seeing the evidence.
That's
that
true.
Execute refactoring is working.
So the modifier is working. It's the actual execution of execute refactoring and its parameter.
Yeah. Caps M, declare a method. I guess I could try that as well to see if that works. Create something like this, hello, like that, and then hit caps M. That worked. So caps M worked. Declare a method. Let's see if we can get multiples working. Hold on a second. What starts with an M down here?
So the principle here is that we're going to list a bunch of refactorings and code providers, and that the first available one in the list that is appropriate to the situation is which gets used.
Yeah. And if multiples, it's going to show a menu is what it should do. So let's go back in and see if we can get this to work. So yeah, I wanted to remember the last place I was, right? Having to come back in here again and again. Okay, so here we're going to go from declare method, move type to file, and move initialization to declaration, and then move declaration near reference. So we're going to just grab a bunch of those to start with them.
Just to reiterate to the chat room, because there's a bit of a discussion going on, I think we've got confirmation that the actual caps as a modifier is working. It's just the thing that we're trying to bind it to that may have some issues, which would have been an issue no matter what we bound to it. Okay, so we're actually showing you a combination of effects here, ideally.
Right. Okay, so I just hit Control M, and it did it declared a method. I mean, sorry, not Control, caps M. So caps M on hello, because there's none of the other refactorings that will work. So caps M declares the method. Okay.
Yep.
Now I'm going to create a new class in here, called, I guess I'll call it my class. And I'm going to hit caps M on it again. And now caps M should move it to its own file. Sweet.
Cool.
Okay. So it kind of works, but it didn't work with the example that we were looking at before. The other one, now we're going to go in here and we're going to say, we're going to create a new variable called, initialized, like this. We're going to create a for loop like this, and then we're going to come down here and we're going to say initialized is equal to false. And now I'm going to hit caps M here, and caps M should move this close to its initialization, I believe. I'm expecting that to happen. So caps M, moves declaration to initialization, right? See what's happening there? So I'm doing that. So that caps M is working there. Similarly, there should be a caps M here, I think, working as well that does the same thing, a slightly different refactoring. Okay, that's going on. And if I just hit the refactor key here, move initialization to declaration, that's that refactoring. And this one is move declaration near reference. That's what's going on there. So
the great part about this is that previously, you can just hit the refactor key and you get a big list of what we can do for you in this particular case. And then you've got to scroll through that list and look for it and okay, fine. What we're giving you here is the ability to combine a modifier with an initial letter, which cuts down hugely on the specific list of refactoring. So there'll be maybe 3 or 4 or 5, whatever it is, as a maximum. And in that case, you just pick the one you want. It's a much shorter list because you knew what you were after. Caps R for rename, caps R for reorder. You kind of have that in your mind. The problem we had before was that we couldn't apply this logic with any existing modifier because they're all bound to hundreds of different things already.
Yeah.
You certainly can't take Control R and use that for something. Right. So we have to find a unique way.
Yeah.
Without upsetting everything. Yeah, absolutely.
Without upsetting a bunch of developers who are like, I use Control R for whatever, blank. So so we came up with, let's use caps as a modifier. And it's actually pretty cool. If I tap it twice, back here behind the clock, it says caps lock is on. If I tap it twice again, it says caps lock is off. And it says double tap the caps key to re-engage. So I can still use caps lock, but I can use caps lock as a modifier, which is super cool. Let me try one other thing because I want to make sure this is working. If I engage caps lock in another app, so now it's lit up, and now I switch over in here, No indication yet, and caps lock is engaged. It looks like this. Yeah, caps lock is engaged. So we need an indicator on the way in. Is what we do. I should report this as an issue here, right here, is that some of these don't work. The one specifically was the, what did we see not working?
Add parameter didn't work.
Reorder parameter didn't work as well.
And reorder, yeah.
Yeah, whoops, it was over here. So
it's interesting because they're both in the context of the signature of a method.
Yeah, reorder parameters
they have that in common.
Did not work. If I throw, what else do I have in here? Got a bunch of remove redundant, remove unused member, remove unused parameter, remove type qualifier. Oh yeah, those are all looking really good. Remove unused type. Let's go over here and get those removes. Go find those. And let's see if we can get any of those to work. Look at all of those, man. A lot of removes. Ooh. Yeah, it's much better to just have R to remove the thing. Wow. And then rename.
And just try to imagine that actually most of those only come up in, on their own, because this is a thing you can remove. And if they do come up with more than one thing, it's only one or two additionals.
Yeah, I'm gonna
so you're massively cutting down the contextual parsing that'll have to be done.
Yeah, I'm gonna take all the renames and I'm gonna bind those to F2 because that's what I've got. That's for me personally. I'm gonna add these R's here as well, up here. So I'm gonna just do this. Throw that at it. Maybe I break it, maybe I don't. We'll see. So we're here, reorder parameters. Let's just put this whole thing in here. All of those. Hit OK. And let's go create a like that, unused, like that, and then we're going to hit caps R. Nothing happens. Nothing happens in caps R. If it's here, something comes up, but it's just the main one is up. So caps R is not working. Some execute. I think it's a problem with execute refactoring.
Yeah.
Parameters.
And is it solely within the signature of a method at the moment that our failures are happening, or have we got others?
I don't know. Let's simplify that one. Let's go into shortcuts again. Caps. This one. Let's see if we can get one of the removes to work. We know reorder parameters doesn't work. Remove unused. I'll do two. I'll do remove type qualifier and remove unused parameter. See if any of those, if I can get either of those two to work with caps R. So caps R. Nope. Nope, not working there. Sometimes.
But if you introduced a member that was unused.
I didn't. I deleted that as an option. What was the other one I had in there? Do you remember what the second one I had?
I don't know.
Let's go back in there. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention. Marks custom. Whoops. Nope. Marks custom caps. Here. Remove type qualifier. Okay, so we're going to say, I think there's a refactoring to fully qualify this. No. No. All right, let's just do it by hand. Unity engine. Like that. And now I'm going to hit caps R on that. That one worked.
That one works.
So,
okay.
So that one works.
And that's in the signature as well. So it's not, that previous theory is blown.
Yeah, it is. So that one worked and remove unused parameter failed. That's what it looks like to me. Okay, Thindall's going to go. Thindall just interrupted us to let us know he was going to be back to interrupt us more. Okay. So yeah. So what was it? It was remove unused parameter does not work. Reorder parameters does not work. Right? We know those two are failing.
And add parameter was also, I believe, not working.
Yeah. Add parameter, remove unused parameter, add parameter. Do we have remove unused parameter here? It's not available.
Yeah.
So I have an intermediate build. It could be that.
Sure. Well, we can't expect it to automatically use something which for some other reason is not available in the list anyway.
But reorder parameters is here.
That is.
Let's go figure out why reorder parameters isn't working. All right, I promise this is the last thing I do. I have a feeling we're going to be playing Rory's theme song here in a little bit. Okay, semicolon, reorder parameters, like that. Let's take the space away here, like that. Just see what we get. Because reorder parameters can work. Let's go hit caps R.
Ooh.
So reorder parameters does work.
Is that all it is?
It's just that the refactoring wasn't there.
It's the idea is that the string you enter in the binding is split on a semicolon and not trimmed afterwards.
No, I don't.
So only the first item listed can possibly work because it's the only exact match.
I don't think that's it, because we still don't have remove unused parameter here, and we don't have add parameter here. Both should be here. I think there's a piece that's broken in the build I have.
So there are bugs that prevent things being in the menu, which is one side of things. But on the presumption that something can be in the menu, caps R works, but only if you have no white space wrapping the stuff in the binding.
Yeah. Let me just try one other test here. Cody Girl, I had to jump on a conference call. Did that solve the problem? We haven't tested it yet. We're in a rabbit hole.
We may not have returned to that particular.
We're in a rabbit hole. We knew you were gone, so we were like, all right, I want to see this. I want to see. So now, did I add reverse Boolean? I don't think I added reverse Boolean. So let's go in and add reverse Boolean to it.
In case you didn't catch it, Coding Gorilla, before, we've actually gone down a rabbit hole. We're demoing and, in fact, debugging and trying to fix a new feature that we are going to be releasing soon, TM.
Oh my God.
In this particular case, we're trying to send parameters into it such that we can get a whole list of refactorings working.
So I'm adding a new one called reverse Boolean.
Okay.
Let's see what happens. I've never done reverse. I haven't really used this. I think this is like, yeah. See what happens? It just did a not on that is what it did. So now if I hit caps R on this, nice. That's what I'm looking for. This menu I think should only be as big as it needs to be though.
Okay.
Oh, it won't go shorter than this. Also, I don't know if I'm a fan of that either. But so now I get to choose from which one of the two, because two are available in this spot.
What happens normally with reverse Boolean when you choose it from a signature?
You mean a call?
Well, you had your caret, I think, in the signature. You treated the caps R and you got two options.
Yes.
Was that right?
Yeah.
So what happens if you reverse Boolean on a place where there's no allocation of a value?
What it does is it reverses all the logic in it. So if you look at that unused right there, see it change it right there too.
So yeah, I expected that would only be available from the place where it was being tested, but okay, fair enough.
Yeah, so that's what happens. So it just reverses everything. If we reverse the conditional and we come in, sometimes you've got the name for something and you realize, oh, I want to switch it around to the reverse of its name. Mm-hmm. So I want to say, I would come in and I do reverse Boolean, and then I would come in here and type in used instead. And then now that's kind of the refactoring combo that you would use there. Okay, so that was the rabbit hole. Let's go find out if the code change we made works. Did I do this yet? I haven't done that.
There's been no commit of this yet, no.
Yeah. So basically, those two, well, it's not maybe, the problem may not be in execute refactoring, it's just that some refactorings are missing. It's not that the feature is broken. The feature actually looks like it's working. So I'm going to start a new one right here. So just marking the time here, refreshing that. So devs, remove unused parameter and add parameter are both missing. So if I come in here, let's just create a new parameter that's, or we'll do it down here. Create a new parameter, that's unused. Hit the code rush key. Looking for remove unused parameter, also looking for add parameter, not seeing either one of those. Both are missing. Okay. So it would figure, wouldn't it, Rory, that I test with the pieces that are both missing from my, so let's see, caps R here. Sweet. Yeah, that's what's really cool about this, using caps plus the letter key, is that it reduces the burden on your memory. You just have to think, what is the thing? And it doesn't even have to start with it. Like declare a method, I can use M for that. And I can also use D for that, caps D if I wanted to. So it's very, very cool. Okay, so now we are adding the object to refresh it. We are not... We're not actually putting any debug messages out here. So we can say like log debug, and we can say setting active dot name. Let's just do this. Well, it's not really true unity. This is closer to true unity right here, like that. It's a set active call, like that. Okay, and we're going to do that, and then we're going to do this, and set it to false. So we'll get that message out in the debug window, and then we clear this at the end in the update. Wait. No, there's a bug here. See this line of code?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to kill anything added here. We need to do it here. Right there.
Right, yes.
Okay. Cool. That's better. Okay, let's rebuild it. So this will be like a 2 or 3 hour show, and we're just trying to set a value to true. Is that right, Rory?
It's really hard to deny that. To be fair, we have accomplished other things. We've demoed an entirely new feature, albeit that it depended on some other pieces that weren't necessarily working as well as it could be. And I think we all agree, though, that it's a great way forward, right?
Yeah, it is. It really is.
So there's entertainment beyond the setting of true and false.
Yeah, even if we don't all agree on that, it doesn't matter because it's important to me. I need the feature, and so I'm okay being the only guy who likes it and uses it because I will use this like crazy. This plus the second one we're doing, it's like I'm super excited about both of these because ultimately we're gonna get a lot more speed and productivity out of this. So I'm happy about that. Okay, I'm hitting CloudKill, and I'm gonna cast it right there.
Winner, winner.
We set a value to true. We did it.
Success. Wow. There really shouldn't be that much celebration over such a tiny thing, but with the stress involved getting to this, I think perhaps we're warranted with a little bit of a cheer.
So Coding Gorilla saved us. I need a they saved us kind of thing right there, but awesome contribution.
Awesome contribution.
Thanks for that, Coding Gorilla. Yeah. And did you see where I was with that, Rory? I was like, we're going to move on. And then he
Yeah.
said it. As soon as he said it, I was like, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Let's go get it. Let's go do it. All right, cool. So that solved that problem. That's great news. So now I don't have to, now we can, kind of, we don't have to do this. Okay.
We're not looking at the code, Mark.
I'm
We're
sorry.
still on TaleSpire.
Thanks so much. Do you want to say
But-
something, Roy?
That said, I'm afraid my time has somewhat expired.
Mark Miller School of Dance, everybody. You can go there too. Dance just like me. That's how I got my wife. Oh yeah, this move is patented. Get over here. She's just walking away, and I'm like falling behind like this, like that. Roy, thanks so much. You helped us
trouble
out.
at all.
I appreciate that. Great mind, says Coding Gorilla. Yeah, but you're the one who said it, man. I lost track. I was ready to walk away. Coding Gorilla. Thanks, Roy. We'll see you tomorrow.
We'll do this time tomorrow, or an hour or so.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, 22 and a half hours or so.
Roll back the clock a
And
bit.
yeah, we'll catch you then.
Thanks, buddy. We'll see you
Bye.
then. I want to clean this up a little bit. The code we just wrote to fix this is worrisome to me. I want to look at that. It was in composite effect, I think. It was right in here. Right? Isn't that where it was? Pre-warm? I want to create a list of properties that we would need to watch out for. I'm going to call it refreshable properties. So let's do that. We want a new list of strings. So I use an uppercase N at the front of it there to make it static. So uppercase for the templates will make them static. So we're going to call this, I'm just blanking out here a second, refreshable properties. Like that. I want to give this an XML doc comment. That, if changed, would require a restart. Is it a restart, a refresh of the parent game object? For example, and we're going to go use the one that we found, which is out there, pre-warm. Like that. Like that. Uh-oh. Do I need a second? Or do I need to escape this? Oh no, it's less than, isn't it? It's ampersand LT. And ampersand, GT. Like, that's the worst readability there. Okay, at any rate, that's refreshable properties. Then in my constructor, do I have a constructor? A static constructor? No, doesn't look like I do. So we'll create one. Whoops. CCS. Can you escape with a backslash? I don't think so. I tried it and nothing happened to the color. So I was like, I did that. Whoops. I did that and it still looked like it was, you know what I mean? That didn't look right to me. I suppose, let's try this. Let's hover over refreshable properties, see if we get it. We don't even get it. Why can't I see that, what it is? Is it because of the error here? That was it. Yeah. But there it is. There you can see right there. The less than and greater than. So that's how I have to escape those. So we're going to say refreshable properties dot add. And we're going to add in Particle system main pre-warm. No, wait, what? That was really weird. Okay. Okay, refreshable properties. Let's do this too. I want to just, while I'm here. Dexy PHP is now following. Thanks for that follow. What do I want to do? I want to go in and tell CodeRush spell checker that it's good. Add it to dictionary refreshable. And then let's go find pre-warm. And then we're going to come down here and we're going to say, hey, if refreshable properties dot contains that, I don't even care whether it's going true or false. I'm just going to say needs to refresh. Okay, don't care about the value. Okay, let's just make sure that still works. We'll come back over here. Let's close this down. Rebuilding on machine number 1. Rebuild all succeeded. Back to machine number 2, hitting play. Starting up TaleSpire. Wow. Yeah, 2.5 hours after a bug. After a bug, kind of a bug. I guess you'd argue it's a bug. Behavior that was really not quite explainable. Garbled knowledge is suggesting a CREF. You're talking about, I think, for this one right here, right? Like that. Let's see. See if we rename this. Does not rename it up there. Maybe I'm doing the wrong syntax for this. Is it a property here? Like name? Is it something like that? I don't know. It's not objecting to it. Yeah, it's not renaming it though. Okay. I think CREF looks like this. I think the syntax for CREF is this. Yeah, if we hover over it, we can see it like that. So we can do CREF. Can I do name of? I don't think I can. Yeah. Yeah, it's not working. It's just for documentation. See also CREF. Yeah, but it's the same one. Let's try it. And just like that, maybe? Is that enough? Nope, it's broken on that. It needs something inside. Is that it going to work? It doesn't like that either. Oh, because I've got CREF, not C also. Let's try that. Let's do that. Okay. Can I get rid of this? That looks like maybe I got it. And now I got the rename. Okay. Got it. Thank you, Coding Gorilla. C. Sneezed got the mute in just as the sneeze hit. That was close. Yeah. Okay, cool. I like it. Thanks for the tip. Garbled knowledge. Thank you for that. Thanks, Coding Gorilla.
Awesome contribution!
All right. How are we doing on time? I think what I want to do is I haven't finished with Call Lightning, and I don't think I've finished with CloudKill. Both of these need to grab targets inside of their space. And I'm not sure how to do it yet. bring up the spell data. Let's look at Call Lightning. Yeah, so each creature within 5 feet of that point there it is right there. Has to make a dexterity saving throw. That's the part of the rule I want to implement. And I can kind of do it by targeting each creature within 5 feet of that point. Now my variation on the rule, my argument on this is because the lightning bolt comes from the sky, that anybody within that cone, the cylinder, I mean, anybody within the cylinder is affected by it. So if you're like standing on a roof, but you're not where the lightning bolt strikes, you're still going to be affected by that. So I'm looking for a way to grab all the creatures within that given area. And I want to do that just before we launch it off. That's what I want to do. If we look at the code for Call Lightning, and I need to sort these. I'm not sorting these. This all happens, preparation complete, all happens when I hit the first button. Just the button to do Call Lightning. So I'm going to hit it now. Oh, I'm wrong. I thought that was it. It's not. This happens just when I hit Cast Spell. Target out of range. Okay, well that's good. So the target's not in the right spot. I'm not seeing the lightning bolt targeting here, though. Let's try it again. There we go. Okay. So now when I hit Cast Spell, there's the front effects that are happening. Then the background effects happening inside TaleSpire right there.
16.
Then the lightning strikes.
Damage.
But we want to actually target everybody in that space is what we want to do. So what I want to do is somewhere between on cast and preparation complete, I think right around here, I want to have a function that says like target every creature in volume. I think is what I want. Or maybe target creatures in volume and pass in all or friends, friendly targets, or enemy, whatever the opposite of friendly targets is. Where's friendly targets? Let's go find that. Oh, it's in system variables. I see. Okay. Let's go look at what side. Enemy, friendly, neutral, unknown. So I can kind of pass in a what side parameter there. All, enemy, friendly, neutral. Okay. So that's what I'm looking for. Target creatures in volume. There. That's what I want to do. So let's implement that. I think I got to close this down to implement it. Let's add 10 minutes so we get rid of Call Lightning there. Close this down. It's an expression. Down in the core. Something like this is what it looks like. Targets all creatures in the most recently targeted volume. Like that. This parameter here is going to be a type of what side. And the kind of creature to target. All enemy friendly neutral. And I think I'm going to make it optional because it's just going to default to all. Expecting arguments only 0 or 1, like that. Let's go move this to its own file. Let's try caps M. Type to file. Oh, because I'm in a second instance of Visual Studio. That's why it didn't work. I wonder if I go into shortcuts and if it'll be there, and then I can hit enter and it'll just work. Marks Customs, caps M. Declare method. It's not here. Code rush shortcuts. Yeah, they've not been reloaded. Okay. I'm just going to paste that in here. Do I want to do that or not? Because my other changes won't be here either. I think I'm not going to make the change right now. Okay. So arg0 is what side? Whoops. Where's my declare? Well, I've got it. But it's on card mod type. Hold on, I think we just did a rename in here. And I didn't notice it. I think that's exactly what happened. Hold on, let's bring up source save here. Maybe the undo worked. Yeah, we just lost. We just had a rename. I think rename something in here. Wow. Okay. Okay. So we could do this, but I want to split it by the OR operator. No, not code cleanup. I have the wrong syntax here. There we go, right there. Wasabi Dev is out there. Hey, Wasabi Dev. How's it going today? It's going pretty well so far. We're working on TaleSpire spell effects, and I'm trying to write code right now that can target all friends or all enemies or all characters within the targeting volume. So, excuse me, different spell effects have different kinds of targeting volumes, like spheres or cylinders, things like that. That's what I want to do. So we're going to do that. I'm right now looking to, I want to be able to union enum elements. So I'm converting from a string that might look like this. Friendly or neutral. Like that. That's what I'm looking for. So I'm going to come down here and say what side is equal to none. Like this. And then for each one, I'm going to OR equal it with the part that we find. Probably trim it. Although I have a feeling we are trimming down in get element. Yeah, we're trimming right here. Okay. So we don't need to trim. Okay. So that gets us what side. Then I think at this point we are, since we're down below, down low level, we need to kind of let the upper level parts of the application know that there's been a request. Oh, interesting. That there's been a request for data to target all creatures in the volume. And we need what side in there. Do we have any event args with what side in them? No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, those are my what side event args. Okay, there's my delegate for it. Now we need to create an event. It's going to be a static event. Target creatures in volume request. Let's create a, whoops, nope. Let's create a event trigger for that. And then we're going to say, we're going to call it from down here. We're going to say on target creatures in volume request. The sender is going to be, I think, the player. This will be a new event args, and we're going to pass in what side. like that. Okay. I think that's good. Next, we need to hook this event. Let's go look for our hook events. No, not here. I want to put it in my target manager. I'm looking for a static instructor. I'm just going to tab to next reference here, see what we get. No, we're outside the class. So nothing yet. No static yet. So let's create the constructor. And let's now do that. Okay, so now we've got the request to target everybody in that space. I think I'm going to set a breakpoint here, and we'll write the code using edit and continue. That's what I think we're going to do. How are you doing, Wasabi Dev? Doing well, it's hump day. It is hump day. Okay, let's close the scroll. Let's only show Fred's nameplate. I've got my breakpoint. Okay, so I am going to, let's get both screens up so you can see what's going on here. All right, so I'm going to cast the spell right here. I've got 2 creatures in that range that I can hit. I'm hitting cast spell button. Well, that's great news. The fact that we're at this breakpoint means that that code, that line of code we wrote for the spell, which was what, somewhere over in here. There it is, right there. Let me see if I can get in bigger here. Right there, target creatures in volume all. That line of code is now, that line of script is working, and we got a breakpoint. So at this point, what side should be all? It is. We got our sender as well. Now I think I want to go into targeting. And I want to just explore it is what I want to do. I want to see what's going on, what its values are. Because I'm hoping, okay, it's volume, good. So we're going to say, hey, if targeting actual kind dot has flag, volume, what is this kind here? Hold on. So if it's got volume, then we're good to go. So that's one of the pieces we want to look at. Expected target details. What do we got in here? So this tells us the shape is going to give us some of the details, and there's also the dimensions in feet. That's also interesting to us. Get all targets in volume. Is get all targets in volume, is that going to bring in all targets in that space, or is that going to bring in all creatures in that space? Let's go find that out, because get all in volume. It's kind of misnamed. Get all in sphere, get all in circle, get all in cone, get all in cylinder. Oops. To do, implement this. Let me scoot that over a little bit so you can see that. Okay, so we need to implement that logic. We have a naming problem. Is that get all targets in volume should really be get all creatures in volume. Yeah. All right, I kind of want to fix the renaming problem now. So we close down the app. Let's drop the, I think we're at a breakpoint. Let's run it. I've got some code problems, I just realized. No, come on, where are those two errors? There we go. Okay, let's run it. Let's drop. Let's close the scroll.
Lightning damage.
Let's add 10 minutes, so we get rid of the lightning. And let's stop the app because I want to do the rename. I'm not liking the names of those methods. Should be get all creatures in volume. And I even want to add a new parameter to this. The what side is what I want to do. I also want to rename this to get all creatures in volume as well. So let's go do this. We're going to say this is now expecting 4 args. It's not get all targets, it's get all creatures in volume. Okay, good. Let's back out of that. We have an additional parameter we added here. So that's going to be the what side. Geez, do I have to do the same code down here? Ugh. I can do what's that code that we had over here in the D&D utils. Oh, am I totally modifying the wrong file? Or I'm working on the right files, but I'm working on these low-level files in the D&D app, and I should really be doing them on the other side. D&D utils right here. This get element. Does a try parse, and I think the try parse is going to work with ORed elements. I'm pretty sure that works on the try parse. TaleSpire utils. Maybe this doesn't go in TaleSpire utils. Maybe this goes somewhere else. I don't know. I don't have a great name for this. I'm not liking it. But I'm doing this one for now. Convert utils. Let's see. That was caps M right there, moving it to file like that. So I've got convert utils dot get element. And I think I'm going to create a to what side inside of here. Like that. Convert to function. To what side? Make this private. Okay, so now I've got this convert utils. Where is it? Right there. Okay. So now I'm going to come back over in my modding utils and I'm going to say, okay, like that. Now I've got what side as an additional parameter, get all minis in volume. Let's add what side right there. Okay, so set that defaults to what side is equal to all. Get all in volume. Just trying to figure out where this logic's going to go. I'm thinking about putting it down inside of each one of these calculation pieces here. Let's drop a marker there so we can come back to this. It's going to be a mess. I think this is going to be a mess. Let me undo this. Let's get rid of that. So get all in volume takes a what side, but what if it didn't? Where else is this called from? Only one place. So what if we didn't care about what side here? So we don't care here. We're just going to say get all in volume. And then we're going to say go into character positions, and we're going to say character positions dot prune sides and pass in what side. And that will do the work of figuring out if anybody's not on the right side. Let's try that. And it's going to look like this. Characters is equal to characters dot where x dot, now we need to get the side from the ID. How do I get that? There's a method in here somewhere, I think has the word sides in it. No. Okay. That's what I want to use. Is ally, is neutral, is enemy. So the logic for here is a little complex, but it's going to look something like that. It's going to look like what side dot has flag, what side dot friendly, and this. So it's got a friendly. We're going to do that. Or has enemy and is enemy, or it's got a flag of neutral and it's neutral. What's wrong here? Oh, see it right there, semicolon. Thanks, Coding Gorilla. You saw it same time I did. Okay, good job. Okay, so there is That's what the code looks like right there. So characters is equal to that right there. I think that's going to work. Prune sides. Clear sides, remove. I don't know. I'm going to use prune for now unless somebody's got a better word. Okay, so that's one of the pieces we need to do. Get all in volume. The second thing we need to do is get all in cylinder. That's not done yet. So we need to implement that. So we've got dimension 1 and dimension 2 for the cylinder. And I'm pretty sure, I don't remember anymore. Which one? One of those is height and one is width. I mean, width, diameter and height. I think diameter is the first one. Pretty sure. Let's go find something that's got cylinder in it and look what our convention is right now. Diameter and height. Yeah. So get all in cylinder. Diameter and height coming in there. So we're looking for everything within from the center. Oh, is volume center really going to be in the center of it, or is it going to be the bottom of it? Oh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. This is going for cylinders. The center point is the base of the cylinder, and the rest goes up like that. That's what I think is going on for the cylinder. So what we need to do is we need to find every character that's in this range from this to its height, and then see its distance using only on the two-dimensional plane from the two-dimensional center as well. That's what I think we need to do. Okay. So we're going to start with the 4 each. Like that. Character position has a property, I think, called position, which is a vector DTO, which is kind of a simple version of a vector that we have. I've also got a get vector 3 on it as well, called that I can make. And I'm kind of leaning towards going with the vector 3. So there's my position right there. Volume floor center. Do the same thing here. We are going to declare that. We're going to say that's equal to floor center. And then I want to get a 2D version of it as well. So we can calculate distance. Do I want to have it be a vector 2 though or not? And we'll come in here and we're going to basically just take out the y. So we're going to say it's x and y and z, but we're going to take out the y, and I think it'll just make it 0. Like that. And then we're going to do the same thing down here with the position 2D, I think, as well. And it's going to look a lot like this one right here, actually. Maybe I'll just come in here and do this. Position 2D. Like that. So now we can get its distance from from the floor center 2D. We need to first check to see if it's within the range. So the Y is in range. So the bottom Y base Y or floor Y, maybe I should call it that. Floor Y is equal to volume floor center dot Y. That needs pudding. It exists. How you doing, pudding? Trying to target all creatures inside of a cylinder. That's what we're trying to do right now. So floor Y is there. Ceiling Y is going to be equal to floor Y plus height. I think that's right. And now we're going to come in and we're going to say if character position, I can actually move this code up a bit. Character position dot Y is greater than, yeah, cylinder is always vertical. That's my understanding. There are no D&D cylinders that are horizontal. They're always aligned vertically. But great question. Okay, character position dot Y is greater than floor Y, greater than or equal to floor Y. And that whole thing, position Y, is less than ceiling Y. Like that. So just check if the distance of creature to the center is smaller than, yeah. And if the Z is between Z low and Z high, yeah, that's exactly what we're doing right now. So we're doing the Z part first, right there. I'm going to do that first. And then we're going to come in and check the distance between the two. So let's see, we have, I think the lightning bolt spell would be an example. Yes, that's exactly what we're working on. Horizontal cylinder. Oh, no, wait, horizontal. Hold on. We're working on call lightning. Is there a spell called lightning bolt? Lightning bolt. It's a ray, not a cylinder. So I think a ray is kind of like a horizontal cylinder. Yeah, it says it's a ray. So, but it does say it's a 5-foot ray. So it implies it's a cylinder horizontally aligned. Pudding says, then we can just pick the axis that we consider as the height, use the other two as the circle calculations. That's a good point. Yeah, my understanding is every single cylinder is like a can, right? It's like this. It's always aligned upright. There's a little free ad for this guy right here. We're in Costa Rica, and these things are like totally essential. These water bottles, they've got like a vacuum inside, so they keep stuff cold. Like you can put ice in here and let it last for like, 14 hours, something like that. There'll still be ice inside the drink. If you say so, gorillas suck at maths. Yeah, Pudding's good at math. Pudding helps us out on the math department, doesn't he? Okay, so here we're in range. Maybe I'm going to introduce a local for this, saying in vertical range, like that. Then we want to come down here and we want to say, okay, let's do this minus floor center 2D. And let's declare a local for that. Call this delta. And then we're going to check to see delta dot magnitude. And that's going to be equal to distance from center. Center is equal to that. So just a little bit of vector math right there. How did you manage to beat that big lizard guy then? Godzilla was the name, I think. That's right. So distance from center. Now we want to check to say, hey, if distance from center is less than radius, which I'm going to create up here. That's going to be equal to diameter divided by 2. Okay, so if distance from center is less than radius, then I want to say, looks like we need a new result instance out here. I'll grab this line of code right down here, put it up here. Down here, we're going to say result.add character position. Sorry, result.characters.add character position. And then we're going to return result. So I think that's the implementation of it. I think that's the logic. Wouldn't it be nice if that just worked? That's getting everybody who's in the cylinder. I am thinking about adding like a kind of a slop. And the logic for the slop comes from, I can't show you now, but it basically comes from this idea that if my cylinder comes down next to someone and like they're big and their arm is inside the cylinder, but the center of their base is outside the cylinder, should we count that as a hit or not? Similarly, if I target a creature and the target is on the base or on top of the creature, right? That center point, the target hit point is like maybe on their head because they were there and that's what I targeted. Well, I'm looking at the base but not considering their height, right? To take creature size into account. That's what I'm thinking about. Maybe percentage of their mass or distance from center of the base. That's what I'm thinking about. Something like that. Because, in reality, if I threw a lightning bolt, a foot away from your center position, you'd probably get fried by it. So, because right now we're just looking from the center, not from the edge. Creature size, in terms of both height and radius. No person would normally be 5 feet from one shoulder to another. Yep. Percentage of their mass. Yeah. Yeah, these are good suggestions, chat. I'm thinking about it. I don't have an answer yet, but I think once we kind of get this working, then we'll maybe get to the answer point of it. But you can just consider whether the center of the square fits inside the cylinder. Yeah, I would do basically radius to radius is what I would do. So I would give each one a radius rather than a square. That's what I would do based on their scale. Not sure about the height though. Not sure about the height. Okay, so I think I've got it get all in cylinder. I think this will compile. I'm going to close down TaleSpire on the second machine. Let's see if we get a compile going over here. I don't know what the rules say about it. Yeah, the rules actually, I think, don't say it. Rebuild all succeeded. Starting up TaleSpire on the second machine. Meanwhile, over here, we're going to need to start this one too. Get all creatures in volume. We're not actually calling this yet in the right spot. I still need to solve that. Over in my target manager, it's here. We need to deal with that here in this space. I'm going to do it using edit and continue. There was a lot of code to kind of get here, it seemed. Maybe a lot of thought, not so much code. Okay. So let's try again. There are two creatures here. We should be able to, we're hoping to get like those two guys right there. I'm going to bring up Call Lightning. They're both clearly within that space. I'm going to hit Cast Spell. The thing I was going to say is here. So this, even here, this looks like, I think that if I don't add slop for the base, these two creatures will be considered outside of this because they're below, their base is below this target position. But if I get it down here, I think they'll be in it. So I want to add some slop there. That's one of the other reasons why I want to add slop. But let's try it now. We'll cast a spell. Got to the breakpoint. And now let's just kind of get in here. And now I want to go into TaleSpire client, I think it is. Call it get all creatures in volume. I need to go in and get a targeting dot. Wait, do I have, what do I have coming in here? Just the what side, that's it. So I got to get everything else from targeting. So I need targeting dot. Nothing's coming up in IntelliSense right here. There we go. Target point. And I think I need a DTO here, vector DTO. What's target point as? What is it? It's a vector. I probably don't have anything on that to convert it to a... No, yes I do. There it is, 2 vector DTO. Okay. The shape is going to be this guy right here, I think. And the dimensions feet is going to be this one. Like that. We'll introduce a local for that. Shape is wrong. Shape is needing a string. We'll do a 2 string on that. Let's just see if we get any character positions back from that. Wouldn't that be sweet if that just worked? I hit F10. Don't seem to be coming back from it. Not exactly sure what's happened here. It says I'm running it. Get all targets in volume not registered. And now I've got a failure over on this side. Get all targets in volume. I thought we were registered. Did we just not build it? I thought we built it. Oh wait, hold on. Get all targets in volume. I'm calling the old. The problem's here. It's like right there. It's now become get all creatures in volume. Let's come back up here. Here and get all creatures in volume. We got a problem here too. Expecting 4 args. Yeah, my fault. Let's fix it. So the what I side event args, we need to pass that in as my additional parameter right here. Like that. Math can be cool. It can. Get all creatures in volume. Okay. Try that. Now run. So cool. The error messages kind of saved us there. Hold on, I'm slightly confused by this right here. Let's do this. Okay. Coding Gorilla says, FYI, the 2-string on Indian flag will do like, oh, shoot. Coding Gorilla, I didn't know that. I was not expecting that. Dang. I got to change some code to make that work. Let's do this. I think I need it here. Okay, let's start again. It's time for lunch here soon. So call lightning. Let's get it around those two guys. Cast spell. Now let's see what we get back from this. Okay. Got some creatures. And do we got two of them? We've got two. Sweet. 2S is one of the creatures' names, and Noctan is the other. So that is correct. Sweet. Now that I've got those character positions, I want to target them. That's what I want to do next. Do I have something straight in TaleSpire client? Target creatures? List of strings. I think those are the IDs. So let's go into characters. Let's go .select. Where get ID to list. Like that. And so now let's go back and execute this line of code and see if those two guys get. I just have 10 and we're stopped. Nothing's happening. Which means generally something, oh yeah, here we go. Pick up all dropped targets through a null ref. Let's go look at pick up all dropped targets. We'll go ahead and keep running this. Look for that null ref. Pick up All dropped targets. Target discs, I think that's never clear. It's never set to null. Shoot, pick up all drop targets.
21 lightning damage.
I'm not seeing the error. I'm not seeing the null ref in here. Maybe in flashlight.get? I don't know. Target disk should never be 0. It should never be null. I guess there's a chance here too. I guess that's a revised version of it. Let's try that. I'm going to shut down TaleSpire, rebuild over here. Restart TaleSpire. I'm not sure what the problem is. I do like that it got both of these guys right here. Let's try it again. Cast spell. Breakpoint. TypeScript. Tea time. Rating. Thanks for the raid. TypeScript tea time. How was your stream? Thank you for the raid, my friend. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this one we already figured out was working. Right here. Welcome, Raiders. And now let's see if this works. Oh, there we go. We got them both targeted. And then we continue to run. So Noctan and 2S are both targeted.
14 lightning damage.
Better. Fred says hi. We're working through modding TaleSpire is what we're doing. Let's go bring Noctan up on screen and 2S as well. Oh, I wanted to hit that button right there. Okay. Noctan is number 2. So he's kind of showing up right up over there. And 2S is number 24. Let's go full screen here so we can kind of see him there. Let's bring down the UI. So there's Noctan and 2S. They're not showing as targeted there, but they weren't on screen when we targeted them right here. Let's clear all the targeting. Okay, all cleaned up. Let's try it again. TypeScript Tea Time says, the stream was fun. Again, we're building Final Fantasy VI style battles controlled from Twitch chat. Your animations are way more amazing than what we have, though. Oh, well, thank you. Some of them are mine and some of them are licensed stuff that we're doing. This one I really like, by the way. This one is, it's kind of a combination of licensed parts put together, but I really like it. The scroll kind of opens up. The icon spins to indicate the concentration. That's meant to go in front of a player who would be normally right there. Got a button in here that hides these, right? Drops them down lower, brings them up high. Normally they would also have a nameplate right in front of them. So, and then in the background here in TaleSpire, I have animations that are licensed here. So right up here, we've got this kind of spinning cloud. Let me just bring the camera up a bit so we can see it. It's a cool looking cloud and lightning effects. Those are all licensed and integrated. We're bringing them into TaleSpire to add spell effects to TaleSpire. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get little cuties call lightning. And she's already concentrating on it. She's got the ability to bring it down again. So I want to hit the again button. And now I want to target like a new creature here. I want to hopefully get that guy. But I think my problem is I've got a couple of problems here. One is that, here, let me get in real close here so we can see it. When I bring the target up on top of his base, I'm pretty sure we're not going to find him inside of this space. So that's one of my problems. The other problem I have is what happens if he's like here? In other words, his center is not inside the range of it because whatever, he's too big. But you know what? It is kind of touching his hand, right? So shouldn't the size of the creature have some impact on whether or not he's in that area? So anyway, let's go in here. We'll do the again on these two guys again. Let's do cast spell on them. They're both targeted. And I'm not sure why we didn't roll the dice. Because we're at a breakpoint? That could explain it. We're at a breakpoint right here. Let's run it. Okay, cool. Switch back to that other view. Now we should see them take damage.
Lightning damage.
Nobody took damage? They're targeted. Oh, and they weren't targeted here inside the game. That's why they didn't take damage. We've got to target them in the game as well. Okay. And just so we're clear, when I say in the game, I mean in the overlay. That right there. So the overlay, we've built that on top of the live stream. So we want to target them up there. I'm clearly not doing that. I'm only doing half of the job. This is the line right here that targets them in TaleSpire, but I'm not targeting them outside. I'm going to tab Genix reference on this guy right here and see where else we're calling it. Here we go. This target all in volume. What's going on with this? This looks like an early implementation of this. Close to what I want. TypeScript T-Time says, like partially applying the damage depending on the distance of magic circle to the creature's center mass. No, just deciding flat out if they are in the target or not. That's the piece that's a little bit tricky. Here, I'll show you one more time. If I come over here and do this, right, it's this scenario. Is this creature in or out? Does this creature get some damage or get none? Right? If the edge of this edge right over here, if the outer rim, here, let's bring her over here. So if the outer rim goes past the center, she's in. And if it's over here, she's out. But the question is, should this mini receive damage if there's some overlap, like a Venn diagram here of the base? And I kind of am leaning towards yes, that if I'm targeting a space and any part of the base is in that space, I'm going to hit that creature. That's kind of what I'm leaning towards. That's one of the problems. The other problem is, if I hit it up here, that creature I think is unlikely to be hit. If I do this, notice how the target base kind of lifts up a bit over the creature. If I target this, I think I'm not going to get any creatures. And I do this. Let's try it. I'll hit cast spell. Nope, it looks like they're still targeted.
17 lightning damage.
Let's come back over. See if I can get a little cutie. Maybe it could have been that we just didn't clear the last targets. Okay, and we'll do little cutie in the same way. Does she get targeted? She does not. And these old ones are still there, which means we're not clearing. So we need to clear all of the targets as well.
15 lightning damage.
So we need to clear all the targets and then go back and get them again. From a player perspective, I would expect it to be a hit as long as the monster's base is somewhere cut by the circle. That's kind of what I'm thinking too, because it's hard to guess where the center is. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at too. So I want to change the code for calculating are you in the target or not. I've got a breakpoint over here. We'll do it again so we can clear these guys out. So I'll show you the bug. I'm going to hit again and oh, because I'm not on there. There we go. So we'll do this right here. Cast a spell, and now I'm over here. Before I target creatures, I want to clear all the targets is what I want to do. So we call TaleSpire target.clear cleanup targets. I could do that. So let's do that. 1, 2. And now nobody's targeted. And that illustrates problem number 1.
6 lightning damage.
They only are going to get targeted if this target is under their base. If it's above the base, I'm pretty sure nobody gets targeted. Let's try again. Yeah, nobody's targeted. Let's get it under the base and show that it works when it's under the base.
22 lightning damage.
So now I've got it under the base. I'm going to cast the spell, and they both get targeted. So I need some vertical slop is what I need.
14 lightning damage.
And there's a couple ways to solve this. One of the ways to solve this is if I specify a target and I'm really, really close to a character based on their height, like I'm somewhere inside them like this, then what it should do is find out where the floor is and just move this down to the floor. I think that's for another show. I can also add a little bit of slop in too, which I can do right now. Let's do that. Let's add a little bit of slop vertically just to get this fixed for now. Thindall. That's probably one of the longest phone calls in my life. How are y'all and how's it going? We are like about to make the last change, I think, and then I'm going to end the show. We're going to get out of here. I need to, down in TaleSpire Explore, where is it? It's get all in volume. Get all creatures in volume inside the targeting cylinder. Is that it or no? Interesting, not returning anything. I think it's in TaleSpire target. Well, I didn't miss the ending at least. I think we got a few more minutes. Get all creatures inside targeting volume. Nope, that's not what I want. Where is it? Get and then cylinder. Get all in cylinder. It's in minis. Called from get all in volume. All right, we're going to go down to get all in cylinder. And we're going to look at this. The problem is here in vertical range. I'm going to do this. I'm going to say floor Y is equal to that minus 1 and ceiling Y is equal to that plus 1. Is that enough? Or maybe we'll do 0.5 and 0.5 here. That's what we'll do. That I think is going to be enough to fix the problem. I'm going to close down TaleSpire. On the second machine, we're going to rebuild this. Start up TaleSpire. So you're only looking at volume floor center Y and up, correct? Not centered on something. That's correct. So I'm looking from the base of the floor to the top of the cylinder. That's what I'm looking at. Yeah. And this is the call lightning effect, so it shoots down in a cylinder. So its area of effect is like a 5-foot diameter, 100-foot tall cylinder. I'm actually going to create like a kind of a cliff here, I think, real quickly. And we'll put a character up on the top of that cliff if we can. Maybe here, on top of that guy right there. So we'll take Noctan and bring him up here. Can I do that? Getting close. There we go. All right, so Noctan is here. 2S is here. Let's grab Merkin, bring him over here as well. Can we get all three of those in one shot? I think we can. All right, so now I want to bring up Call Lightning. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to have it up here, like on top. So the disc is on top of the base, like that, right there. So if that's less than half of less than essentially 2.5 feet off the ground in scale, mini scale, then 2S over here will be targeted. So let's cast it and see what happens. And we get Noctan targeted on top as well.
Lightning damage.
We still haven't targeted inside the game yet. So we've got a little bit we still need to do. When I say inside the game, inside of our game engine. So we're targeting inside TaleSpire. That all works, but we're not targeting outside of that. And we need to do that. Let's figure that out. I think that'll be the last thing we do. So Tyndall says, wouldn't it be better to recast downwards until you hit a floor from the volume position where you start at? Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to get access to the floor. But I do know how to get access to the mini. So I know that. Yeah, I'm aware of that. There's the cloud right there. The storm cloud. Okay. So we need to change a little bit of code over here. So we also target everybody here in the game. Do I have I just saw like a get all creatures in volume. right here. Using target point, shape, dimensions, and feet. Is that essentially the same as what we're doing here? Yes, yes. We are adding what side to it? I'll do some refactoring of this later. Kuno Gorilla says, I think the reason he's doing it that way is that the target point he's tracking is at the bottom of the cylinder. That's true. Consolidate. And what side parameter. So let me make that bigger so it's easier to see. Can I just switch over to that? Okay, there we go. Target on-screen NPCs in TaleSpire, so that's if they're targeted or not. Target all players in TaleSpire. Target creatures by TaleSpire ID. What's save targets? What's in there? It's got a list of targeted creatures. All right, let's do this. Let's pull this out. We're going to call this... Oh, shoot. This is going to be a little tricky to do without a breakpoint here. So drop a marker. We'll come back. Set a breakpoint here. And cast a spell again. Okay, I'm at the breakpoint. Did you just use a forbidden word? I don't know if I did or not. Did I use a bad word? Okay, target creatures by TaleSpire ID. I want to extract this. Do its own method called will edit and continue allow me to do this. Let's do decompose parameter. Oh, I wanted to do decompose parameter. It's not probably letting me because I've got the wrong name for it. There goes that G rating. What? Did I say a bad word? I can't believe it. It's an S-bomb, huh? The thermal masses. Okay. All right. Maybe I said shoot. Are you sure? Okay, so we want to go get our save targets. Targeted creatures is what we want to bring in here. There's a great refactoring. Maybe if I do this and this for a second, the refactoring will be available. Decompose parameter. That's what I'm looking for. There it is. I just want to pass in the targeted creatures. That's all I wanted to do. Okay. Now, I want to do that. Good. That refactoring is done. Next, I want to now take a list of targeted creature IDs. Maybe come in here and rename this to target creature IDs. Like that. Oh no, you got a clip? That's not good. That's not good. Clip by pudding. We're going to call this... Let's shoot. This is going to be a little tricky to do. I think I said shoot. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure that was just shoot. Shoot. Shoot, man. That shoot. Okay. I'm going to call this back from wherever we are up above. Here. And I want to take this right here, and I want to introduce a new local for it. Can I do it with code that doesn't quite compile? Cool. And that's the second piece I want to do. that might get things to really start to work here, where we start to see creatures getting targeted locally in the game. Not seeing evidence of that yet. No, totally expecting to see that work right up there with 2S and Noctan. Let's set a breakpoint here and step into it. So one more time, we're going to come down in here, get those guys. Go. We're at the breakpoint. Got 3 targets. We got Fred. Oh, I see. We're just iterating through each one. Does it contain it? No, Fred's not going to be targeted. We're looking for in-game creatures. We're really looking down in here. Not up here. Oh, wait, there's a Merkin. Yeah, there's a Merkin. So player's Merkin. What are we at? Little cutie? Nope. That's me right there. So at this point, my player ID should be in that list. Is it? 35400. It is. So now I'm targeted. Ah, okay, but I haven't updated the UI. So I am in fact targeted. I know what's going on, but I have not updated the UI. I need to call these, make these 2 calls right here. Like that. Run. There we go. So now target here. Target up there. Blood effects. Do we see blood down here? I didn't see any blood down in here. I want to see blood everywhere. That's what I'm looking for. Let's close the scroll. Let's do it again. Got a slightly bruised up there, so we definitely saw blood effects in this space. Let's do it again. Bring it up in here. Cast the spell. Call lightning. I'm at a breakpoint. I'm going to run past it. Just clear the breakpoint and run it. Got some saves. I think that's a fail. I think that's a fail. I see no blood effects. Noctan and little cutie. Why is the little cutie in that space? That's a different problem. I want to see blood effects. Let's call it again. Let's do it at level 5 so we have more dice. To a save. Noctan fails. We should see blood effects for Noctan. Let's have all these guys face us. We must be doing damage in a place. Well, technically a lightning bolt would cauterize the wound, so there wouldn't be any blood. Says Coding Gorilla. Yeah, maybe. I think we're doing damage in a place that we're not tracking the results of, and that's why we're not seeing blood effects. Because if I just do, like, for example, if I come out to my character Merkin and I say, let's do like 44 damage, and I inflict the damage. There you go. That's what we're looking for that kind of a thing. I love it. Oh, Copper Beauty's here. Hey folks, hey, sorry Copper Beauty, just not feeling well this morning. I'm okay. It only hurts every time my heart beats.
Copper Beauty is in the house.
Oh man. Okay, Copper Beauty, welcome. It's a mess out here as well. So we're not. Maybe that's the last thing I do. Seen all the blood and thought you needed some water to clearing up the blood. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate that. Let's add some health here. Okay. Let's bring up my nameplate too, so we can see it here. So this tells me how many points I have. Let's make sure those drop down and we see those. We'll do that. Call lightning, level 5. It's already going. Sorry. We're going to target just me. Cast the spell. Oh, got Noctan as well. Notice my saving throw is not thrown.
Lightning damage.
I got the wrong. So there's a couple things going on here. We should probably document this and maybe come back to it later. Probably a good thing for tomorrow. We have. Little cutie save throw when it should be Merkins. That's one. We have no blood effects. That's 2. We have the question of whether we take a creature's mass, size maybe is better word for that, size into account when targeting in a volume. I think that's it. I'm going to call it a show, kids. I want to say thanks so much for hanging out with us today. Copper Beardy, Pudding, Surly Dev, everybody who's out there lurking. Hector, thanks for showing up. Wasabi Dev, thanks so much. We'll get you a raid going over here. We'll send you over to Kale Codes. Super fast, super easy. Real Pygon's out there. Hey, Real Pygon. Thanks for your help, everybody. You guys totally saved me today. And we'll see you tomorrow.